Should you wait until next year's Basel World to see if Rolex releases a new updated model of the Submariner? Or should you get one now? It's a question that I see asked every single year for the last 2 or 3 years leading up to the Basel World Watch Fair. What's up YouTube, I'm Guy, and today I'm going to offer up some advice on the topic of waiting to see what will be released at Basel World, vis-a-vis how it might affect your purchase decisions today. So will Rolex release a new version of the Submariner? Well, I can tell you without a doubt, the answer to that question is yes. They absolutely will. Now, will it be this year, next year, or the year after? Well, on that, no one knows for sure, but we can be sure that eventually it will happen. The question I have to ask is, why does that matter? So I get why people are asking the question. They've been afflicted with the fear of missing out disease. You don't want to spend plus or minus $8,000 just to feel like the watch that you bought has been superseded or depreciated a few short months later. On some level, I guess it does make sense, but if you have the opportunity to buy a Submariner today and you're thinking about not jumping on it because of what might be released tomorrow, I'd say that you honestly don't really want the Submariner to begin with. Do you honestly think that people that bought the Submariner in the 1960s, the 70s, 80s, or even the 90s regret having bought those watches, even though newer and better models have come out since? No. Of course not. Okay, I'm sure someone does, but that guy honestly doesn't count. The majority of people that bought and have owned those watches for decades have worn them, they've enjoyed them, they've cared for them, and they have eventually passed them on to the next generation. And I'm sure when they were standing in line at the cashier, waiting to pay for their watch, the thought of, what if a new model comes out next year, never even remotely crossed their minds. And why is that? It's because it didn't matter. They were buying the watch they wanted, and they were buying it at the time they wanted it. Now, if your major reservation with buying a watch today is that something new might come out tomorrow, you don't want that watch to begin with. That doesn't even begin to address the absurdity of waiting to see what might come out next year, in that whatever does come out will be entirely unavailable for you to buy for the better part of 5 years, if I had to guess. The only people that are going to get access to the new released watches are going to be VIP, high-rolling, big money spenders. And if you were one of those, you wouldn't be worried about buying this generation Submariner and also buying next generation Submariner in 4 or 5 months from now. You'd just get them both. And what exactly are we so concerned about anyway? What do we expect them to do in an updated version of the Submariner that's going to be so groundbreaking that it'll make the current model all but worthless? Will it get a new movement? Yes, of course it will. Does that really matter? In my opinion, no, not at all. Will they redesign the Super Case, which is what most of the people sitting on the fence are hoping for? Personally, I don't think they will, but no one knows for sure. What if they don't? Are you going to wait something like another decade just to see if they do change the design on a subsequent version? If you have the opportunity to buy a Submariner today, and you are hesitating because of what they might come out with tomorrow, I'm sorry to say it, but you're either a fool or you don't actually want the watch. Only a fool would pass on the watch if it's something they actually want. And if you don't really like this model, why are you even thinking about buying it to begin with? Look, I'm gonna have to say it. Way too many people are falling victim to the Rolex hype, and they're buying these watches simply because they're in demand and they're hard to get. Please, stop buying watches, or anything else for that matter, just because other people want them. The odds are you can actually get a watch that's much more affordable and is available that you actually want because it's less popular. Don't be a follower. Have enough self-esteem to know yourself well enough to do what makes you happy. That said, if getting the watch that everybody else wants will make you happy, I guess I have to ask, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and buy the Submariner today. That way, you don't have to wait to start flexing your Rolex to everybody who doesn't have one. Now, I can say unequivocally that getting the Submariner was the best watch purchase I have ever made. I've been nothing but happy with it, and I have zero regrets. That said, if they come out with a new model, and if I like it more than the current model, I'll go ahead and get on the never-ending wait list, and should an opportunity come up, probably years down the road, I'll go ahead and I'll purchase it. I'll sell the one that I have, but I will have been nothing but happy with the years and the years of enjoyment that I've gotten out of it. I hope this video puts into perspective just how silly the question really is. If you want the watch, get the f off the fence and buy it, if you can find it. Otherwise, do yourself a favor and go buy something else, because the odds that you will both like the new model and that you'll get the opportunity to buy it are slim at best. Well, that'll wrap up today's rant, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching my videos. I do greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do, and also click the notification button as well so you don't miss any of my content. Also, check out the description of this video for a list of ways that you can help me out and support what I'm doing here on YouTube. And of course, a big thanks to everyone that's been supporting me both on Patreon, and thanks to the guys that have been using my Amazon affiliate link as well. That does really help me. That'll do it for today, so until the next one, I'll sign off and say bye now.